Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about Diddy, Sean Combs, Puffy Daddy, Cheese Puffs, whatever his name is. But anyway, so let's get an update here. Breaking news from TMZ. I'm sure it's going viral right now, and everybody's going to make it rounds, and you're going to hear about it. But here's an update. First, we already know that Diddy beat the RICO. He wasn't found guilty, but he was found guilty on 2 counts, which wasn't the series of charges that a lot of people, like Tisa Tales, Gene Deal, and a lot of other people was, pretty much looking forward to him possibly, getting found guilty on the RICO. But it didn't happen. It is what it is. Hey, that's what court is all about. Get your chance to go to court. Let your lawyers, fight the case. And the best man or woman wins. And Diddy in that situation when it comes to the RICO won. But let's go ahead. Now, so you had Cassie, victim number 1. And then I want to say Jane Doe, which we all know who Jane Doe turned out to be, victim number 2. But we also had a victim number 3 that did not show up. And basically people were saying, look here. Diddy probably got a hold to victim number 3 and said, look here, don't you dare come up in this courtroom. Don't you come up in here Diddy bopping and running your mouth. And she did exactly that. Despite the fact we're talking about Gina Hugh. The reason why we can say her name because she has identified herself as victim number 3. Now, Gina Hugh was the one that she was, he was talking to her. And what we came to find out back in 2019 when she did an interview with Tasha K is that she basically confirmed that he was dating her and Cass at the same time. And then as you can see right here in 2019 during the interview, she also talked about how Diddy started off being nice, but then ended up being an a-hole to her and was always comparing her to Cassie. And also in part of the interview, she talked about how she started having acne on her face. And Diddy basically told her to go to the doctor because if you don't, your time here with me is over. Because he did not date women that had bumps on their face. Come on, Diddy. But anyway, so what she has done now, despite what she said on Tasha K interview in 2019, she has now came out trying to help Diddy get out and get free on bond. Let him be released. And she is the same one that said all this stuff about how Diddy. She went into detail about some other things. So now, shout out to TMZ. She has written a letter to the judge to help Diddy get out. Let's go ahead and read this. Dear Your Honor, my name is Virginia Hugh, and I am writing as the person identified as victim 3 in this case. I have known Sean Combs for many years in both a personal and professional capacity. For that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striving to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs like a roller coaster, and mistakes were made, but he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes. Was he? Okay. And make better decisions in the future. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person and to address the harm he had caused. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love. So this is when he changed his name to Love. He'd have been 10 different names, but let's keep going. Patience and gentleness that was markedly different from his past behavior. To my knowledge, he has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. Why you got to be committed to be a father first? Okay, whatever. Y'all know what I'm about to say about that. I am writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or to the community. This is his first criminal case, sidebar, that we know of. Throughout the investigation and proceedings, he has been cooperative, respectful, and compliant. He has substantial ties to his family and community, including children who depend on him for emotional and financial support. He should have thought about that before he was being the bad boy that we all found out he was being in court. Granting him bond will allow him to continue caring for his family and fulfilling his responsibilities while still subject to the court supervisions. I want to assure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family. Allowing him to be at home will also support the healing process for all involved. Okay, we're going to come back to that. I respectfully ask you that you consider these factors when deciding his eligibility for release. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Virginia Hugh. Okay, let's go back. She said that allowing him to be at home will also support the healing process for all involved. Who are you talking about, Gina? How would him being at home? I'm not knocking. If he get home, he get home. You know, I don't have no dog in this. You know, if a good man get home, he faces 12. They made a decision. Is what it is. But let's not act like some of the things that we learned in this court, in this case with Cassidy. Don't act like we didn't see some things that was like, wow, how can Diddy do that knowing that he has daughters? How can you do this to women? And I'm not just talking about, you know, just the regular smuggler stuff. I'm talking about the other stuff. You know, I thought I told you that we won't stop. But how allow him to be home with his family will help the healing process for all involved? Even though people feel like Cassie ain't squeaky clean like they thought she was, but how will him being at home help everybody that's involved? Hey, look here. If it works, it works. But clearly we can see now that Miss Hugh definitely was on the side of Diddy. And she was not going against that. But y'all get in the comments there what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. I'm Gertie Mac. Holla.